back to yet another live broadcast on your favorite football updates channel. It's a pleasure to be back on this beautiful Tuesday night, the 3rd of February 2026. We are right spot on. It's 11 p.m. sharp East African time that we do come to you live, as we did promise that we shall be here for the game between Chelsea and Arsenal for the reverse fixture of the EFL Cup semi-final or the Carabao Cup semi-final. And yeah, that's what we are here for. Team news is already out. Of course, we know what the starting 11s look like. Arsenal are without their captain in Martin Odegaard, who is absent from the squad for unknown reasons, or reasons that I'm yet to ascertain. But I will be letting you know what those reasons could be in the course of this broadcast. So, of course, I will get to look at the starting 11s. We'll get to look at how teams have assembled. I've seen Chelsea have gone with a 3-4, with a 3-5-2 kind of system, or the back three are quite very defensive. With 5 defenders. Some of those defenders are playing as wing backs, of course, because they fielded a back three. So yeah, we'll be looking at that and more in today's broadcast, but I do hope our audience are already checking out well, because I'm here to test them. I'm trying to get our topic in check for tonight's broadcast. Okay. All right. Carabao Cup Watch Along. All right. So we know that Arsenal come into this fixture with that 3-2 lead from the first leg, following that 3-2 victory at Stamford Bridge in the first leg, with goals coming from Ben White, Martin Zubimendi, and Victor Gyökeres on one side for the Arsenal, while the other goals for Chelsea came in from Alejandro Garnacho. So that's what you should be knowing. Hi, Pedri. How are you doing, my brother? Always a pleasure to see you around. Are you going to watch the game? I know you're running to watch that game between, is it Albacete against, Barcelona in the Copa del Rey quarterfinals. I wish you all the best in that fixture on that side as well. So anyways, you'll allow me to test our audience just to make sure that everything checks out. But the game has already kicked off. For those of you that care to know, action is already underway at the Emirates Stadium. But before we get into the thick of it, here is a look at the starting 11s or the team squads. Arsenal do have Kepa Arrizabalaga, like we had predicted, in goal. They have Julian Timber at right back, William Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes, and Pierre Hincap in their back four. They have a midfield of Martin Zubimendi, Declan Rice, and Ebeleche Eze, while Noni Madueke, Victor Gyökeres, and Gabriel Martinelli form the front three. On the bench, they have David Raya, Christian Mosquera, Ben White, Gabriel Jesus, Christian Nogard, Leandro Trossard, Kai Havertz, Ricardo Carafiori, and Mars Lewis Kelly. While those injured are Max Doman, Bukayo Saka, and Mikel Merino. Like I've told you, I'm yet to ascertain the reason for Martin Odegaard's absence in this team. On the side of Chelsea, they have Robert Sanchez in goal, Jorel Hato, Trevor Chalobah, Wesley Fofana in the back three, and then they do have Marco Correa and Malo Gusto as their wing backs. They have Enzo Fernandez, Andre Santos, Moises Caicedo in that midfield, and then Joao Pedro alongside Liam Delap. They are leading the attack. On the bench, they have Teddy Sherman Lowy. They do have Joshua Achepong, Benoit Badiashile. They have Charlie Holland. They have Cole Palmer, William Esteban, who was suspect for missing at this fixture for personal reasons, Alejandro Garnacho, Mark Guehi, and then Shumaira Mueka Shumaira Mueka are the players on the bench. Those injured include Tosin Adarabio, Romeo Lavia, Levi Colwill, Jamie Gittens, Dario Esugo, and Caleb Wille. Those are the players that are injured on the side of that Chelsea. Okay, quickly, let's try to find out what Mikel Arteta did have to say about Martin Odegaard for his absence in today's fixture. I'm sure a lot of people have those questions, why the Arsenal captain isn't here Said Bashir says, hello, bro. Hello to you, Said Bashir. Good to have you on the broadcast. Kindly like the broadcast, but also consider subscribing to the channel if it's your first time here. This is according to Tom Carton Media. He says it's understood that Martin Odegaard's issue is minor and he's being protected against Chelsea tonight. He is not guaranteed to be fit to face Sunderland this weekend, but it is hoped he will be back soon. Your name and country. My name is Robert Kesakos, and I'm coming to you live from Kampala, Uganda. That's where I'm streaming from, where it's 6 minutes past 11 p.m. East African time. So Odegaard misses out through injury, and yeah, let me see if I can get more on this in regards to what Mikel Arteta had to say. Syed Bashir says he's from India. All right, thank you so much, Team India. Team India have been very, very kind to us on the Football Tribe UG channel here, where it's a football podcast. They've subscribed to the channel, even though majority of them, or a significant number of them, are cricket fans. They do spare that. They do render us their time to follow what we do, to engage with us. So thank you so much, Said Bashir, with your colleagues there. Godba, always a pleasure to be back. Always a pleasure to see you around. Thank you so much for your continued show of love and support for what we do here. Said, you say, your job is what? I do content creation, I do digital communications and digital marketing, and lots of other things. I do graphics design, I do so many other things. Essentially, you could say I'm a jack of all trades. I'm not a lawyer though. But anyways, that's my playground in those different spheres, in case you're wondering. That's a part of what I do on any given day. So yeah, so far it's a couple of minutes are played, and not much has stood out. Only 7 minutes are played. You say you're so beautiful. Thank you so much for the compliment. You and Timber with a bit of a heavy touch. So I remember as part of a TikTok forum area on today, and we're discussing this game, and somebody said that somebody said that Chelsea need to behave like an old Chelsea from the Maresca era, to sort of be a bit conservative in this game, not to overcommit, and basically it's like that person was reading into the mind of Liam Rosinya, given what they did experience after the first leg. He decided to go with 5 defenders in this game so that they can defend better, and oftentimes you're going to see so many numbers committed into that Chelsea backline. I hope it doesn't go on to bore us. Said Bashir says your Instagram, everything is in the bio of this channel. I just go over to the bio of the channel, and you'll find all particulars there that you may be interested in. Oh, that's a poor clearance. Oh, Liam Delap with a bit of a snapshot. Gabriel Magalhaes. Oh, actually, it was William Saliba who failed to control the ball and literally put it in the direction of a teammate, but Liam Delap was just close by to almost capitalize on that one. Anyways, in some of the other games that are ongoing on elsewhere, like I've told you, Barcelona are in action equally tonight against Albacete in the Copa del Rey quarterfinals. Then Bologna are 1-0 behind against AC Milan. That's in the in the Italian Serie A. Bologna up against AC Milan, and AC Milan are leading that game by 1-0 thanks to a goal scored by Robin Loftus-Cheek in the 20th minute. Said says, I'm not coming English. You know Hindi? No, unfortunately, I do not know Hindi. The only language you and I can communicate in is most preferably English. I do not care whether your English is good or bad. It's just a language. Some people are good at it, some people are not, because of different dynamics, societal dynamics. For us in Uganda, it's our official language. So basically you learn it all throughout school, or it's the language through which you largely learn, unless you're doing other languages. So I do not know Hindi, so whatever you type in whatever English broken or straight or whichever way you consider it to be is what I'll read. And I do encourage you, practice makes perfect. And I do not say be perfect about it, just do the best you can to communicate. And I'll do my best to understand, try and interpret whatever it is that you're trying to communicate. And then I'll be able to respond to you in that regard. Oh, I think I should keep tabs on that game of AC Milan. Meanwhile, Bayer Leverkusen are also up against St. Pauli. That game is scoreless after 25 minutes in the DFB Pokal quarterfinals there. So, yeah. Anyways, bit of a difficult night, but a very, very important night for both teams, for both Chelsea and for both for Arsenal. On the other hand, we know that Arsenal were knocked out at the semi-finals last year at the hands of Newcastle, who beat them by 4-0 on aggregate, 2-0 home and away in the respective fixtures. Oh wow! Any of these sides will be wary of conceding an early goal because it could change the mood of the game. It could change the mood of the game very quickly. Arsenal would want to do everything it takes to avoid conceding an early goal, just pretty much as Chelsea would want to do. And I think that's why they've gone with the kind of backline or setup that they have gone with. But also, if the game ends in a draw, it does favor Arsenal because they practically just need a draw to go through. But a win for them would also mean a lot more, for them to advance to the finals of this competition. Okay. Chelsea on the other side, remember they were losing finalists in 2024. I think they lost to Liverpool by 0-0 in the finals. I think the goal scorer could have been Virgil van Dijk in that final that needed extra time. So, yeah, it's a competition that they've won before. Chelsea, while Arsenal have always fired blanks in this kind of competition. I don't remember the last time they won it. Should have been somewhere in 93 or somewhere behind there. Gabriel Magalhaes is wearing the captain's armband tonight. Um, hmm. Brilliant players so far. Anyways, I'm trying to see if I can access that game between AC Milan and Bologna to keep tabs on it because it does feel very, very interesting or eye-catching for us to keep our sights on it. So that's what I'm trying to see if I can have a glimpse of it on my side screen to make sure we get updates from that side as well as we go through this particular fixture. Is Beast in port? Brock Lesnar. That's Saeed Bashir. Brock Lesnar. You mean the former WWE player or wrestler? Brock Lesnar. I think, yeah, a name does sound familiar. Unfortunately, you decided to retract your comments, but I was going through them over there. Liam Ross Sr. in his second senior managerial job. Oh, come on. So we need to go long here because Chelsea are really doing a good job closing them down. Oh, that was clumsy. Okay, yes, I've gotten the game I was looking for, the AC Milan Bologna game. I finally have a glimpse of it in sight. So we'll keep tabs on it as well as we go through this fixture, provided resources permit us, or in other words, the internet does not give up on us in terms of buffering. But yeah, oh, oh, come on, need to do that? It's been a quarter an hour, and neither goalkeeper has been put to the test. AC Milan really pressing for a second. Oh, Bologna's attempt goes wide as they seek for an equalizer in this game. With the way Chelsea are pressing with the front three and then a block of four players, Arsenal may find it a bit hard to break that jinx down, or that wall that Chelsea are putting there. One, they will need to be extremely fast in their approach. Two, I think in some cases they may need to go long, but they need to be putting that ball in the box, try and create chaos. You know the thing about having that many defenders on the pitch is that you can force a bit of chaos. You can force a bit of chaos in and around the 18 yards box there. Put the ball with a bit of pace through them and see them battle to clear it, because everybody wants to have a foot onto it, and you never know. And then Arsenal will have to be very wary of. Will have to be very wary. Will have to be wary of a Chelsea counter-attack. So Chelsea have deployed the Monaco tactic. Put two Chelsea players on the center line, and then so you remember Monaco in the UEFA Champions League? That's what they did. That's what they did. They would commit two players at the center line, so that in case their goalkeeper gathers, they quickly have a channel or play in there. So that's the kind that Chelsea are trying to deploy. Oh, okay. That's a handball from Wesley Fofana, but you can't give that as a handball, really. Not intentional. Was clearly trying to hit the ball. Okay. Oh, wow. Wow. What a brilliant attempt that was from Pierre Hincapié, trying to bend it to the far post. Uh, Robert Sanchez gets his hand to it, gets it back into play, but Gabriel Magalhaes is surprised just as much as anyone by it that he can't keep it under control, and he foots it the wrong way and goes out, and it goes out of play. So I've always wondered why Premier League teams never deploy that tactic against Arsenal. I've always felt it can be a very, very effective tactic. Of course, it has its risks that then you reduce your numbers in terms of defenders, but also you stop Arsenal from doing their routine of crowding that technical area in from behind, somebody disrupting the goalkeeper, somebody that sort of run that they do up front. Then they leave a player at the back post who then runs to that ball and heads it back across goal whenever they go for that dipping corner. So, I mean, they have so many strategies for it. But I'm sure even that one, where you do have, when you do commit two players up front to wait and catch them on the counter attack, they equally have perhaps a remedy for that, because once that was tested against them with Monaco, I'm sure they always anticipate that another team is going to try and do it. So I wouldn't be surprised if they still got the advantage in those kinds of positions. Godba says, I'm back. Oh, I read that comment already. Apologies there. AC Milan still 1-0 ahead against Bologna, looking to reduce on that point deficit that Inter lead with at the summit over the Italian Serie A standings. Arsenal will need to be very cautious playing from out of the back. It looks like Declan Rice is on playing as the 6, with Zubimendi oftentimes up front as the 8. So, but we know that sometimes they do that interchangeably. We saw over the weekend Rice playing more as the 6 and Zubimendi as the 8. So, come on. Somebody needed to get to that cutback. It was a beautiful cutback, just a little behind every Arsenal arriving player, or the one that was already arriving. Kepa Arrizabalaga sees that. Oh. Oh. He knows, Gabriel Martinelli knows he should have done better in that. Chetan says, hey, hi, Chetan. Always a pleasure to have you back on the broadcast. Do us the absolute honor and favor and like the broadcast. Always a pleasure to see you around on the channel. I hope you had a wonderful day today. What time is it on your side? Thank you so much. Okay. So we need to try and make it uncomfortable for Chelsea, not just playing out of the back, but in whatever they attempt to do, coming from out of there. Try and force errors, because they are capable of causing that. Oh, what kind of foul was that? William Saliba will have to be careful, because one, Joao Pedro is doing well to drag him out of position. You say it's 1:53 a.m. Oh, India. Yeah. 2 hours ahead of us. Completely understand. But thank you so much for always dedicating time to be with us. Oh. Come on. Sometimes my feet is acting up. Let's see the chatter. What people have to say about this. Thank you so much, Team India. Very, very kind people. Been very supportive on this forum. James Bench trying to ask for one Emirates game without rain. Noni Madueke is yet to find success in this game in terms of beating his man in Marco Correa at left back or left wing back. Honestly, now we are more focused on World Cup cricket. I completely understand. I've always acknowledged just as much that for India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, West Indies, Sri Lanka, though you guys are really, really big on cricket. Of course, teams like South Africa, teams like Britain, tend to put in a fight in those competitions, but I always find those countries from Asia are quite the favorites, and I do appreciate their love for the game. Bangladesh are out. Wow, what a miss for them. The last time I had somebody from Bangladesh, they were ranting about how poor I think their team was. I think they had a game. Was it against? They had a game in the World Cup qualifiers, and I think they were not doing well. And I was telling them, come on, take a chill pill. It's a football. Meanwhile, AC Milan have the second against Bologna. Trying to watch that goal. They felt bad for the same as they were chuck off. Okay, obviously, we all pay a certain level of allegiance to our respective national teams when they are out there. I remember one of my most precious moments in sport was when I was watching Joshua Cheptegei. Meanwhile, the goal scorer for AC Milan is Christopher Nkunku. There is the goal scorer. So I remember being so much under tension to the extent that I think I was even shivering as I watched Joshua Cheptegei trying to cheer him on to go over the line. So I do understand the feeling when your country loses, more so in a competition where you think they should be competing favorably. Their own attitude, buddy, just because for Pakistan, they might play, okay, Pakistan, yeah, but I do wish you guys well for the Cricket World Cup. I've always been honest. It's not a sport that I follow enough of beyond catching a glimpse of results here and there. In terms of listening in, if I find a sports program on and they happen to mention cricket, but usually my primary focus is with football. And also, I was impressed to learn that there's, I think even your Prime Minister, Narendra Modi, acknowledged just as much that there's a certain growing love about football in a way. And for some people, when we talk about India and their love for, and their love for cricket, people forget that even India plays football, but they do play football. One of the best players for a national team is Chateri, an England, a legend of the sort. So you say America is playing, okay. America, I think the only one thing America is good at, okay, not one thing, but some of the things they are good at are athletics, and that's swimming, then those long relays, short relays, the sprints. Then they are good in things like basketball, American football. I've never heard of American football being an international tournament or competition. It's always about Americans and their football, which is literally a cutout of rugby from my impressions, the way I look at it, really. This is bound to be a penalty. Buddy, they defeated Pakistan. Wow. Okay. I know. Okay, that's news. And I'm not saying they are entirely bad at other sports. I'm saying they are more competitive in the others, or that's where they usually win. For example, they've invested a lot in football. They are trying to grow into football, which they call quote unquote soccer. So when you tell me that they did beat Pakistan, that's huge. That's a huge result. If I woke up and the Uganda Cricket Cranes had beaten up against West Indies or India, even if it were in a T20 tournament, I would really, really be impressed. I would really, really be impressed. Even if the cricket cranes were to did just beat a team like South Africa, sometimes teams like Namibia give us trouble, Zimbabwe give us trouble when it comes to cricket. So yeah. But thank you so much for the updates. I feel free to give us more of those updates. We'll be reading them to our audience as we go on. But not much is separating the two sides so far. That's Chelsea and Arsenal here. So far, both teams are playing with a lot of respect for one another. There've been so many fouls here and there. Oh, come on. I'm from Kampala, Uganda, small East African country called Uganda. That's where I'm from. Our neighbors are Kenya, Tanzania, South Sudan, Rwanda, Democratic Republic of Congo. Those are countries with which we share borders. So it's a small landlocked country in East Africa with a fairly large Indian community, given our history with the Indian community. Oh. But the, playing cricket, yes, they do play cricket. We do have cricket. We do have cricket. It's not the most pronounced of games in the country, but yeah, we do play it. And a couple of times we played at the T20. They've gone to the T20. Was it the T20 World Cup? Things like that. We have them. Okay. Yeah, like not so many Indians participate in a domestic sports, if I'm being honest, for the sports that I do follow. But when it comes to cricket, you have schools right that teach cricket, where students get to learn cricket right from primary school and things like that. So it's a game that I would say people are growing to love in a way because of the continued participation of the national team in multiple tournaments here and there. And we are hoping for the best. We're hoping for the best. It will be. Thank you. Thank you. Noni Madueke's final ball is still poor. Thank you so much, Chetan. Thank you so much for the love and support. Gabriel Jesus and Ricardo Carafiori just going to go and have a bit of a warm up. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. A man of the match from the weekend in Noni Madueke needs to improve on his play. But do count you sitting on? Okay, you say, but the count you sitting on is English, not us. Okay, we are one, not talking about any game. Oh, yeah. I didn't get that clearly about the count. On is English, not US. We are one, not talking about any game. Okay. Wow. Arsenal just missed a golden opportunity to go ahead Malo Gusto with a very, very important block in here. Uh, runs well on the inside, runs ahead of the ball, unfortunately. And he just could not figure it out well. He just could not get a good touch on it. And it was an easy correction from Robert Sanchez. There's nobody in the box. Oh, Pierre Hincapié in an offside position there. It's just not following the right game. Oh, what do you mean not the right game? You know, I don't know if your reference or is about the popularity of the game, but I'll tell you that football in Uganda is more popular than any other sport. And what sport would I put second to football in this country? I think I would struggle. You say Kenya was best in cricket. Kenya have never been the best in cricket. They do fairly okay, but they've never been the best. The one of the sports that Kenya are good at is those long distance running. They've won so many international medals in athletics, so they're good at that. They do fairly okay in football, but again, they are not one of the elite, teams in Africa. Yeah, of course, the support comes along, but also the performances. For as long as performances keep improving, then people are bound to sort of follow that sport more and grow to love it. So I'm trying to think what sport gathers more people, more than football in this country. Maybe basketball does fairly well. You can see too. Yeah. Oh, okay. It's been a bit of a game of limited chances and opportunities throughout the game. Not much you missed. Equally, the game between Barcelona and Albacete. So Albacete is still goalless after 36 minutes are played, so you're not missing out on much. Bayer Leverkusen are leading St. Pauli by 1-0 going into halftime. Then Reims and Le Mans, Reims are leading by 1-0, as is Olympique Marseille against Stade Rennes in Coupe de France. Oh, come on. Oh, the best. Kind of nonsense is that? Uh-oh. Arsenal starting to give away spaces. Mikel Arteta literally has to coach them, calling on them to get back in shape. Oh, excuse me. When it comes to the Premier League for match day 25, Arsenal, I think, will be up against Sunderland. So do not miss out on that action on Saturday. At 6 p.m. Chelsea will be in action at the same time. Away to Wolverhampton Wanderers. Sorry, buddy, if I got you offended. No. You did not get me offended. I just went a bit silent because I was sipping on some water here while trying to keep you guys updated on what other responsibilities these two teams have next. Like I said, Arsenal will be at home against Sunderland, while Chelsea will be away to Wolverhampton Wanderers in their match day 25 responsibilities. There, how did that happen? So no. So it's just spamming. I'm on a forum and somebody's just spamming, literally spamming the chat room. Let's look at some of the statistics there. Only one shot on target for the Arsenal, 0 for Chelsea, and 2 off targets. Arsenal have not had a shot off targets. Blocked shots were 2. Chelsea edging possession to the tune of 55%. I was telling people, again on another forum today, that Arsenal is one of those teams this season who have the capability to adapt to any kind of game that you bring to them. When you come and want to dominate possession, they'll leave the ball with you and look to be a little bit more effective with it. Then when you look at when you want to leave them with the ball, they know what to do it with it. They can go on a counter. They can, they have so many aspects about their game that that whatever questions you may ask of them, they are capable of answering. Now, it's not to say that they can't get beat. Or sometimes we've seen those lapses in concentration. We've seen poor judgments. We've seen moments where they've sort of lost their energy or lost the zeal to run and close down spaces, and then they've conceded from it and things like that. But when it comes to actually responding to different tactical plays. When you come with counter-attacking football, they can fizzle you out. When you dominate the ball, when you come and sit back with a low block, they tend to struggle about that. But usually, this season they've managed to unlock our teams with our set pieces. Sure, great. It happens. Like, bro, thank you so much, Chetan. What part of India do you come from, Chetan? I know India is such a big country. And do you come from Mumbai? Do you come from Delhi? What part of India do you come from? I think those are the only parts of India that I've heard of, or but I do understand it's such a big country, of course, with a gigantic population. Why do you need to turn back? See? Oh, Enzo Fernandez, with the brilliant efforts, are forcing Kepa into a save, which turns out to be Chelsea's first shot on goal. But Arsenal are the orchestrators of their own downfall there, because William Saliba was told to go long and he failed. He passed the ball to Noni Madueke, who got caught out of possession, and then quickly Chelsea ran to the transition. You come from Delhi, speaks in our nation, has it? Oh, Delhi. Is it Delhi or Delhi? How do you actually pronounce it? Is it Delhi or Delhi? 28. Oh, I know you guys speak Hindi. You speak fairly good English. Um, what other languages? I think those are the only two I know that you guys speak. Oh, William Saliba ought to be careful. He really, really ought to be careful there. First of all, you've committed as a centre back, you're far deep in, you pass the ball behind, literally to you and Timber. Then, as soon as he concedes possession, you're going to be in big trouble. You're going to cause your team trouble, you know? You're going to cause your team problems. Oh, a bit of a mix up there. We're into halftime and it's scoreless between the two sides. Chelsea 0, Arsenal 0. Like I said, we still have a long way to go in this game because Chelsea need to only score one goal before Arsenal respond, and then suddenly this game is destined for extra time or even for a longer hold than it actually is. But if it stays that way across the entire 9 minutes, then be sure Arsenal will be the ones advancing to the Wembley there. Manchester City tomorrow are up against Newcastle at the Etihad Stadium. McGay won't be a part of that fixture because he's cap tight, having featured for Crystal Palace prior to him making the move to Manchester City. So do not expect to see him in that one. But yeah, Man City do have a 2-0 lead against Newcastle going into that fixture against the Newcastle side, who have not been really, really brilliant this season. When you look at both teams in terms of their bench, in regards to what kind of players can they throw onto the pitch to try and change their game, I do not think Mikel Arteta will be really, really intentional on changing the structure of his team unless they concede a goal. But also, it's a bit of a tricky one because if you're Liam Delap, you're also thinking, sorry, if you're Liam Rassinia, you're also thinking, we've managed to keep our shape, we've managed to limit the damage in terms of attempts on our goal and things like that. So if we maintain our shape, have more pace on the transition, maybe put in some bit of long balls in, we could get in behind them. So I do not think he will be quick to change his shape. Maybe he could be looking to bring on he's not on the bench. I was going to say Richard James, but he's not on the bench. But yeah, they have Alejandro Garnacho, his pace. Cole Palmer can unlock defenses with a brilliant pass. So those are some of the players. William Esteval with his pace. We know he's capable of causing disruptions. On the side of Arsenal, they do have Leandro Trossard. They do have Kai Havertz as some of the players that they can look onto, and Gabriel Jesus to try and change their fortunes going forward. From midfield going forward, and you could see a change of maybe Ebeleche Eze paving the way for Kai Havertz. We could see that. We could see Leandro Trossard come on for Gabriel Martinelli. We could see Gabriel Jesus coming on for Noni Madueke at some point. Maybe it's just a maybe, or being swapped for Gabriel Jesus. Then in that midfield, again, I do not think Mikel Arteta will be quick to tamper with his, holding midfielders in Declan Rice and Martin Zubimendi for Christian Odegaard. Hi, LFC. LFC, always a pleasure to see you around. You're saying, watching Arsenal. How is that going for you as a neutral? Are you enjoying the game, or it's been a bit dull for you, as it has been for all of us, with only one shot on target for the respective sides? There with Enzo Fernandez, with the only attempt on target for the Chelsea there, as the first half wore on. You've been a bit absent. Good enough football, okay. Like I told you guys, AC Milan went into halftime with a 2-0 lead against Bologna. That game is already back for the second half. So I will be also, you say poor attacking again. I mean, yeah, I understand good ball movement, okay. But you see Chelsea are playing with the back five, literally. So and Arsenal need to find solutions of how they can unlock that. While Chelsea, they them too. I thought they did fairly well with the counter press. It wasn't always effective, but I thought they looked good in their counter press to try and get the advantage. And we've seen on a couple of occasions winning the ball back against Noni Madueke. There was a chance for Joao Pedro against Julian Timber. Which is a worry for me. You say goodbye until tomorrow night because I'm not the best getting up early anymore. Why not? Why not? You're not an early morning person. Well, you should be, or try to be. Otherwise, you do what needs to be done. You do what needs to be done. Okay, let's see some of the online reaction about this game. But yeah, for me, it's been that kind of game, 50-50, not much to separate the two sides. We've seen Chelsea deploy that Monaco-like tactic when Arsenal got a corner kick. Instead of trying all of them to go back and defend, they committed two players at the center line to try and see if their goalkeeper, Robert Sanchez, gathers the ball. They can play him quickly in. Maybe I do not understand modern football, but Dila playing as a winger is also tactical. That's a Ekikuru. Sorry, that's Anthony Agaba, a Chelsea fan, asking on here on X. Our number 9 is looking for balls because the game has no wingers. Miss me with this work nonsense. Okay. Okay. Wow. Martinelli had one job, put the ball into the box. For Gyökeres, he didn't. He decided to go for the cutback, which did not turn out the way he had hoped. This is according to James Bench of CBS Sport. He says, if I try really hard, I think I can delude myself that this was an intriguing, positionally fluid tactical battle. Wouldn't fancy watching it again, though. Again, that's what I was saying. It's been a bit of a dull game, a bit slow-paced, not much going for it in terms of teams going forward. This one said, correct me if I'm wrong, that Fofana handball was the same handball against Chelsea 2 seasons ago. They gave as a penalty against Saliba. I mean, yeah, that comes with the inconsistencies in officiating. So it does happen, unfortunately. So, you know, let's wait and see. This one says, okay, that was a pick on X. Now Arsenal says if any tacticals out there choose to rewatch the first half, then you need to get a life. That was horrendous. Somebody seems to agree that it's been a bit of a dull game, really, like I said. Okay. Pedri says Kai Havertz, Kepa Arrizabalaga, Noni Madueke. Yes, all former Chelsea players. That's the one thing they have in common. Unfortunately, only two of them are on the pitch for the first half there. How is the Barcelona game going so far? My other attention was on that game between AC Milan and Bologna, where Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Christopher Nkunku scored for AC Milan to give them a 2-0 lead. ah, Yes, waiting on Pedri to give us his insights on the first stanza. AC Milan have already scored the third, so it's 3-0 in favor of AC Milan. Uh, Once again, Massimiliano Allegri showing his poise, and Adrian Rabiot was on target for that one. Adrian Rabiot was the goal scorer for that one. Barcelona have a 1-0 lead against Albacete. The goal by Lamine Yamal, Frankie de Jong with the assist, based on, uh, all right. So, yeah, that's a part of what is ongoing, really. So, guys, your thoughts are on those opening 45 minutes. Please open channel with cricket as well. I'll join. Okay, that's Chetan. I'll take that under advisement. Thank you, Chetan. Okay. Mikel Arteta, while earlier on speaking to the media, was asked on how close Saka is to being back. He said he's okay. We need to have more tests tomorrow to understand how he is. The game was too short, but let's hope that it's not too much longer out. Earlier on, there were reports speculating that he could be out for the game against Sunderland and possibly only be back later on in the month. I think before they play the North London Derby away to Tottenham Hotspurs. Then on Martin Odegaard, he says during the Leeds United game, he felt a little niggle. We tried yesterday, he wasn't comfortable. So let's see if he's hopefully available for the weekend. That was Mikel Arteta speaking about the inavailability of his captain in Martin Odegaard, and also speaking about the absence of Bukayo Saka. You say ping me, ping you. On what forum do you want to be pinged? I know ping is a remote connection for those that are into tech. Okay. Yes, found what I was looking for. Okay. Yes. So, guys, do not forget we continue this weekend with our routine, with our predictions. We have a new game on the channel where we predict the 10 games of the Premier League each weekend, and that started last weekend. So please bear with us and join us every single Friday and Saturday as we go through the previews of those respective fixtures and give our predictions. For every perfect score, you get 3 points. For every win or draw, you get 2 points. That's the game. Then also, like I said, tomorrow we have Manchester City against Newcastle, another big game, second semi-final of the Carabao Cup to determine the final two that will be headed for Wembley in a round match when the Carabao Cup final will be played. So let me see what date is it being proposed for. Okay. Let me see if there's any news. It is expected to be played on Sunday, the 22nd of March, 2026 at Wembley Stadium. That's the expectation. So, yeah. In my predictions, I did say we are more likely to see an Arsenal versus Manchester City final for the Carabao Cup. We know that Man City in 2018 beat up against Arsenal to win the Carabao Cup by 3-0. Those goals that were scored by Sergio Kun Aguero, Vincent Kompany, and David Silva in that game. So, yeah. Let's just wait and see how things go. Okay. Let's get back for the second half because it gets underway. There, 55 minutes played. AC Milan still leading by 3-0 against Bologna in the Italian Serie A. But yeah, the second half will get underway quite shortly. There between Arsenal and Chelsea. Oh, excuse me. Okay. The second half gets underway as Bologna trying to find a consolation in that one, but it's still eluding them. Need to check on this AC Milan side that have players like Mike Maignan. By the way, AC Milan goalkeeper Mike Maignan put pen to paper on a new contract. The common style is in the Italian Serie A, they play with a back three wing backs, Connie De Winter, Matteo Gabbia, Pavlovic. Then you have David Bate Sagi, Andrian Rabiot, Luka Modric, Yusuf Fofana, Zakaria Athekame, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, and Christopher Nkunku. Excuse me. It's been quite a long day, so forgive my yawning. Jesus Christ. I think Mikel Arteta will be hoping more of the same for the first half because, like I said, a draw takes them through. On the other side, Chelsea will be hoping for better. No halftime changes have been made, so it's the same starting 11s that we had at the start of this game. Chelsea looking for a breakthrough here very early into the second half. Oh, Kepa tried to rescue it from a corner, but did not get the chance. Did any come? Any? Not that I've seen. Not that I've seen. I would have gotten a notification on my screen. Can you imagine? We have been through this. Okay. William Saliba, I've said before, will need to be a bit careful with the way he handles Joao Pedro. Either he will get booked in this game or he will concede a penalty or a free kick in a dangerous area. William Estava is being ready to come on. He might be the best. Okay. Or better than, okay. Wow. That's quite a trip to make. Going to Brazil and being back in within 72 hours and you're on the bench for Chelsea. Oh, not in your country? What's not in your country? True talent. Madueke needs to do better with his final ball. He needs to do better with his final product. It's still far lacking. It's still far lacking. He needs to work on it. Oftentimes, he attempts a cross, it's overheat or underheat. If it's a through ball, he puts it out. We mentioned at halftime that if Chelsea do want to change their fortunes, they will look to William Esteval and Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer to break, the lines in defense, and then William Esteval for his pace. I think Trevor Chalobah so far done tremendously well against Victor Gyökeres. What is he doing? Pierre Hincapi, what are you doing? Wow. Liam Rassinia was part of that 2014 losing side for Hull City, who lost to Arsenal after leading by 2-0. For those of you that remember the Arsenal free kick prior to halftime, that was scored by Santi Cazorla. I think Aaron Ramsey scored the winning goal in that one. Maybe. Liam Delap, need to figure out what he's actually playing. It's one of those summer signings that have yet to click for Chelsea. Of course, so many signings in and around the Premier League have yet to click. As punitive. Pierre Hincap. Oh, Mikel Arteta being booked. I don't know what for. Since when do you get booked for sarcasm? Why? Clearly, he doesn't need to be sarcastic in that moment. It was a clear foul by Pierre Hincap. Come on, Madueke. Can't bring the ball under control. Oh, Jesus Christ. I think I'm being disturbed by a mosquito in and around here. But yeah. Oh. Marco Curea, playing as a wing back, likes to get in those forward positions. Did score for Chelsea against West Ham United as they came from 2 goals down to win that game 3-2 over the weekend in that London derby. Arsenal giving away, started to give away free kicks in dangerous areas. That's one too many, Faith. You don't need to make that foul. Once an opponent player has their back towards your goal, you just need to keep position. You don't need to commit a foul. Uh-oh. Nice block in by Eze. One of those players that gets criticized for not doing enough on the ball. That was dangerous from Liam Delap. Oh, it slides be- because of his space. It's always going to get. Just couldn't get there on time. Um, I don't know if it's just me, but the game is starting to feel like it's gathering a little bit of pace compared to what we saw in the first half. Uh-oh. Arsenal living dangerously here. These days, William Saliba likes to drive forward through that right back channel. Wow. Tried to go for goal. Come on. If it's a shot, if it's a cross, it's poor. If it's a cross, then I think the deflection of Marco Correa slightly takes it out of frame or out of the intended destination. Oh, Chelsea are making some quick changes here. William Esteval and Cole Palmer coming on before the 1 hour mark. They're looking to be brought on. Delap is going to be off. That means you get Esteval in the wing. The question is, who do you withdraw from that midfield? You take off one of the defenders and retreat to a back four. What happens? Do you take off Casido or Fernandez to accommodate Palmer? Maybe, but those two are our colleagues, so maybe it's Andre Santos that paves the way, and then he keeps his back five. Malo Gusto is on the floor, signaling some pain in his groin. I don't know to what extent. I don't know if it's looks like the lower abdomen, not the groin. Sorry, it's the lower abdomen. It's the way he pointed to himself that I thought initially maybe it was the groin, but the lower abdomen. Joshua Achepong is being ready to come on. Should Malo Gusto need to be withdrawn? Joshua Achepong. By the way, I don't know. I'm apologies on the yawning, guys. I don't know. And it's not like I'm suffering from sleep, but I don't know why I'm over yawning. I'm not thirsty because I've been taking some water. But sometimes I feel these Arsenal players are overcoached into a structure. Oh, Jarell Hato withdrawn for Esteval, Cole Palmer, comes on for Liam Delap. Then Joshua Achepong will be coming on for Malo Gusto. There's a chance that Gusto returns. I want to see and understand what that switch means. Looks like Liam Delap is being intentional on pitting Estavao against a UN Timber. Not from an offside position though. Gyökeres's first touch leaves a lot to be desired. Gyökeres's first touch leaves a lot to be desired. Looks like looks like he has thorny boots. Something with spikes. I don't know that the ball cannot sit on that boot, on the side of that boot. That he needs to he has to knock it in space almost, but it's not intentionally knocked in space. It's that he tries to control it, and that first touch, he needs to watch more videos of Dimitar Berbatov when it comes to a fast touch, because I do not think there's many players that come close to Dimitar Berbatov when it comes to a fast touch in terms of ball control. Uh-oh. Pierre Nkapie conceding a corner. He knew that was getting away from his comfort. He had been beaten at first instant, did well to recover. Meanwhile, AC Milan still lead by 3-0 after 67 minutes played. Marco Correa tried to go from distance. Wow. Not too far off, but you will need to do better next time. Arsenal starting to yield spaces. Then I better go long. Beautiful pass. Ah, come on. So now you need to get out of the back. You're playing against a team that can sometimes be very effective with their counter press. Something they'll have to worry about, especially now that you have Cole Palmer who is capable of nicking balls through you. Oh. Enzo Fernandez couldn't keep that one low. Trevor Chalobah has done tremendously well against Joshua Chepong so far. Sorry, against Victor Yokeres. Thought he's done really, really well. What is Kepa Arrizabalaga thinking? What is Arrizabalaga thinking? I mean, yes, he's asking for the ball, Martin Zubimendi, in that kind of area, but it's a danger zone. You can't afford it. He's really close down, and you can see that there's a player against him, and he still attempts the pass. If Zubimendi had conceded possession in that area, has never going to blame it on him, as putting it on Kepa Arrizabalaga. He did not need to take that risk. Go long, find somebody in the channel. Chelsea are beginning to win the ball back in the right areas and going quick on transitions. Right as soon as they get that ball in midfield, they're looking to go to find that player up front. Come on, Joao Pedro. There's nothing in that. Not much in it. Arsenal beginning to suffer. It's starting to look more and more uncomfortable for the Arsenal. Mikel Arteta looking to bring on Kai Havertz. And I think Leandro Trossard might be the other one coming on. That's too much space. Gusto has the space. Oh. Does he catch Malo Gusto peering Capi? No, he doesn't. He doesn't. Gusto tries to hoodwink the referee and he gets booked in the process. I mean, sometimes I do wonder why players think they need to do that. First of all, he had put the ball in his stride. Victor Yokeres being withdrawn for Kai Havertz. Wow, interesting change of guard. Interesting change of guard. Victor Yokeres are paving the way for Kai Havertz. Noni Madueke also coming off for, I think, Leandro Trossard. Let's see how Arteta's changes, whether they will have an impact. So far, things had started to spirit up for Chelsea with their changes for Estaval and Cole Palmer coming on. Chelsea will need to be faster on those transitions because I feel Arsenal are giving away too much spaces when they commit in the attack. William Estaval getting himself in the referee's book for that pole and foul on Urian Timber. Let's see. Liam Morasinia looks like he wants to make more amendments to his starting 11. I must give it to Chelsea. They've been really, really solid in that back line. They've not given away much to chance. They've not left much to chance. Trossard, do not overdo it. Get out of there. Go long. Come on. That's a poor pass. Chelsea are preparing Alejandro Garnacho to come on, looking to add more pace to this game. I think they've noticed what I've noticed, that Arsenal are committing spaces in behind. So you need players that are quicker on the transition and, to run in behind that Arsenal defense. Can only hope this game doesn't go into extra time. If there's anything I dread is penalties, that's for starters. Extra time puts me on no less tension. I like the game to be finished in within the 90 minutes. Referee Peter Banks is starting to have the real feel of a London derby, of the stature of Chelsea Arsenal, starting to get those kind of fouls, some out of frustration and things like that. He didn't need to do that. Andre Santos being withdrawn for Alejandro Garnacho. That means you have Moises Caicedo alongside Enzo Fernandez with Cole Palmer at the tip. You have Estevao on one side, Joao Pedro at the center, Garnacho on the other. I have a feeling Arsenal could need some fresh running legs in that midfield, given those kinds of changes that Chelsea have made. Oh. Ah, the thing about football, sometimes you wish that you were a fortune teller, that you could tell what the result will be beyond just having the illusion of a prediction that it could go your way, you know? Ebeleche Eze couldn't find his intended targets. I feel Arsenal starting to defend a little too deep. Trevor Chalobah seeming not too pleased with the referee's decision there for his push on Ebeleche Eze. It was the captain Enzo Fernandez protesting the decision from the referee. That game between AC Milan and Bologna is in the 89th minute. Oh, Gabriel Magalhaes headed it into the turf. Yep, that was the best chance of the game. Zubimendi puts in the cross. Gabriel Magalhaes is into space, but he heads it straight on the head of Marco Cucurella. Wow. I thought he had headed it in the floor, but it hits straight on the head of Marco Cucurella before it hits the turf, and then it gets cleared. Oh, that's a poor pass from Kai Havertz. Oh, Chelsea win a free kick on the D. Best moment of the game. This is what they've been looking for. Oh, Gabriel Magalhaes sticks his foot in as Cole Palmer stretches out to take a snap at it. It's in a very, very good position. Arsenal, that's the last thing you'd want, conceding those kinds of chances in that kind of zone. Meanwhile, Barcelona are 2-0 up against Albacete, thanks to the first half goal from Lamine Yamal in the 39th minute, and then in the second half, Ronald Araujo with Marcus Rashford providing the assist in there. We are into the 95th minute of the game, and AC Milan lead by 3-0 against Bologna. Let's see the implications of that. It means they are second. They remain in second place with 50 points after 23 games played, 5 points behind the leaders Inter Milan. Napoli come third, Juventus fourth, and AC Roma come fifth there. Okay. Inter are up against Torino tomorrow in the quarterfinals of the Coppa Italia. Olympic Marseille are 2-0 up against the Rennes. Jesus Christ, this is taking a whole lot of ages. Gowri and Mason Greenwood are the goal scorers for Olympic Marseille against Stade Rennes in there. Jesus Christ. That has taken a whole lot of time to set up for it. Yeah. There's a penalty check in the Arsenal Chelsea game. Remember, we have VAR at this stage. Yeah, it does hit his body, his arm, but the arm is right on his body, so there's no way you're going to give that. Ain't no way you give that. So much chaos goes on in that area. Wow. Wesley Fofana with the flick on the side of his boot, trying to pull through. If Chelsea get a goal in this game, it will be a whole mountain to climb for the Arsenal. And then if it's Arsenal that gets the goal, then it will be as simple as game over. You know, this game reminds me of those games that Arteta had to coach his team through in his first half season spell when he took over in December 2019 and guided Arsenal to the triumph of the FA Cup, and he met some couple of strong teams, including Man City in the semi-finals and Chelsea in the final. Before then, subsequently, they met, I think, Liverpool in the Community Shield, and he won those fixtures. Oh, try to Martinelli, you should be doing better than that. He could still get up and get onto the ball. He gets the ball. Oh, it's the fall through because he tries to stay on his feet to get to the ball. The first tackle is innocent, but it's the fall through where Trevor Chalobah appears to lift his leg further to impede Gabriel Martinelli. But no. Not a clear and obvious error by the referee not to award a penalty. But if he had awarded it, I do not think they would have called onto him to have it changed. Uh-oh. Come on. They did not have a channel to play into. Arsenal are the more nervous team here because they are the ones with the lead to protect. Chelsea have nothing to lose, so they are giving a good go at it. They're giving it their everything. Joshua Achepong is being ready to come on. We're into the 87th minute of this game. Arsenal need to keep their shape. They need to keep their discipline because they know they are about 12 minutes away from making it to Wembley if they avoid conceding here. Oh, Martin Zubimendi hesitated there. I think now would be a good time for Arsenal to withdraw Ebeleche Eze. I think you withdraw Ebeleche Eze for Christian Nogard for legs in midfield, and then you push Zubimendi a little further ahead to play in behind Kai Havertz. That's if I was Mikel Arteta, that's how I would play it. Withdraw Ebeleche Eze, bring on Christian Nogard. Reason as to why I don't bring on Maslow Skelly is because he's a little bit calamitous. He is always one nervous far away from you, from creating a bit of a difficult situation for you. But yeah, Chelsea have made that change. Malo Gusto is the player that has been withdrawn. Oh, come on. Referee recording that ball back. Bro, have a match for tomorrow. What do you think? What match are you asking about? Trying to read your name, Koku. Is it Koku? Is that how you pronounce your name? I hope that's the right way. But hi, Koku, if that's the right way. But if it's the wrong way, please accept my apologies for your for the mispronunciation of your name. Oh, what game? Are you asking about the Man City Newcastle game? Is that the game you're talking about? So, bro, oh, no. You're saying against, there's a team. I don't know if it's a team you write. You say have a match tomorrow. What do I think? I'm not familiar with the team you just posted there in the comment section. Apologies. I was trying to make sense of the word in itself. But I mean, I'm not familiar with that team. I can't give you my views on it, but thanks for asking. And thank you for joining the forum, the community. Do me a favor and like the podcast, but also consider subscribing to the channel. But yeah, I do not know the team that you're talking about. So unfortunately, I'm unable to give you an honest opinion or an informed decision or opinion or view on that one. Arsenal are living dangerously. Arsenal are no longer trying to get in front of goal. Anyway, they're doing what you'd call game management. Leandro Trossard almost did well there, but you can really feel it that Arsenal do have some tired legs. You could see it in the pace of their runs that they do have some tired legs in there. Oh, okay. 8 minutes or 6 minutes of added time. Mikel Arteta won't be too pleased with that, but like I always say, added minutes are for both teams to play, not just one team. Not just one team. Maybe that's why he's even reserving his substitutions. Perhaps he knows that in the last kick, with the last kick of the game, this game can easily go to extra time. Anyways, you asked me about the game. Um, Gen Gen, I don't know how to pronounce that name. It's against AU Spo, AU Spospo, AU Spo, AU Spo. I think in the Turkish league. Is that Jesus? In the it's in the Turkish Cup. I can't give you an opinion on that. Asha Shakul says hi from the UK. Hi from the UK, Uganda Kingdom. Thanks, Asha Shakul, for being part of the forum. We are here following on the events between Chelsea and Arsenal, and so far it's been a goalless draw after more than 93 minutes are played. There are 6 minutes of added time. Arsenal looking to see this one out, because if it remains this way, it means they are the ones that head out to Wembley, hoping to meet either of Newcastle or Manchester City, but most likely Manchester City, because Man City take a 2-0 lead into tomorrow's tie. How is Arsenal doing? Update me. It's been a bit of a fair game. There's not been much to separate the sides. Chelsea came with knowing the kind of harm that Arsenal could cause them. So they played with the back three, with wing backs in Marco Correa and Malo Gusto. So, and then they compacted that midfield with Moises Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, and Andre Santos. But of course, they've since made changes. There've not been so many chances in the game. I think there've been 2 attempts on, I think 1 attempt for each side on target so far. I stand to be corrected on that statistic. But yeah, it's been 1 attempt on target for both teams. I remember one was from, I think it was it Enzo Fernandez for Chelsea? So it's been that sort of kind of 50-50 game. Then Chelsea have had as many as 8 shots of target. So really, Arsenal have also have remained largely disciplined. They've tried to keep their shape. It's at some point it's become nervous, as you would expect. Chelsea committing everything they have on to trying to get that winning goal, that then sends the game into extra time. Because any time from now, if Chelsea do score, it means it's 3-3 on aggregate. Therefore, we go into extra time. And given Arsenal's responsibilities with all the other fixtures coming, of course, on Saturday, they have a game in the Premier League against Sunderland. Chelsea have to play Wolverhampton Wanderers. That means a lengthy fixture for them ahead of a very difficult game against Sunderland. So in terms of this fixture, they've defended well. They've not given away too many chances, as we all know that they are capable of, it's goalless. It's still goalless as we speak. Arsenal fighting for their lives here in the last minute of the game. With the last minute of the game, they're waiting, they're praying for that final whistle to come for them to see out this game and march on to Wembley. Uh-oh. Um, Man, you're scaring us. Stop saying. I understand the pressure you're under, but don't worry. Arsenal defended their goal really, really well. They've remained compact. They've not given away too many chances. But of course, Chelsea keep giving it a go. There was a nervous attempt earlier on in the second half from Marco Correa, but that went, wide of the mark. We're into the 7th minute of stoppage time. 6 minutes were added, but the rule says a minimum of. So, Arsenal fans, stay calm. The referee is not doing anything wrong. Um, ah, those Arsenal players are gasping for air. Oh, it's a goal. Arsenal have scored. It's 1-0 to the Arsenal. And Arsenal are into Wembley. Destination Wembley is here because they are leading by goal to nil. For all the pushing that Chelsea have done, pressing really hard, pinging Chelsea back in, it's Arsenal that have gotten the goal. And guess who? It's it's Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz does it for the Arsenal against his former side, Chelsea. So they win the fixture, literally, with the last kick of the game by a goal to. Of course, it's not yet done, but wow, sins. There's no recovering from that. Chelsea, Kai Havertz, beautiful, wonderful. Congratulations, Arsenal fans, wherever you are. Looks like Wembley is almost guaranteed. Chelsea left themselves really vulnerable because it was a make or break for them. They had to commit all those numbers. You can't blame them. And they did that. So when they pushed those players forward, they got caught on the counter. Declan Rice with the assist there. I think it was Leandro Trossard following through there with Kai Havertz, hoping that the ball would get played to him for him to have a go at it. But he decided to go for himself, rounding up the goalkeeper, Robert Sanchez, and putting it into the back of the net. Oh, actually, it's Leandro Trossard who passes it to Declan Rice, and it was Gabriel Martinelli hoping for the pass from Kai Havertz, and he runs up Robert Sanchez, and he slots it into the back of the net. 1-0 to the Arsenal. And it's game over. Full-time score. Arsenal 1, Chelsea 0. That's the final score there. From North London, it means that Arsenal have completed a double against this Chelsea side in the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup. Remember, the first leg ended in a 3-2 victory for the Arsenal at Stamford Bridge with goals from Ben White, Martin Zubimendi, and Victor Gyökeres, while Garnacho scored a brace for Chelsea. So they win it by a goal to nil, a clean sheet, and it was a hard-fought result for the Arsenal. The scoreline will really, really tell much of the story, that it was 2 shots on target for the Arsenal, with 1 going in, and Chelsea 1 shot on target on the other side. Like I said earlier on today, as part of a TikTok forum, and I said the dangerous thing about this Arsenal side, or the advantage for them, is that whatever kind of football you bring on a match day, they are capable of adapting to exactly that. Whether you want to have dominancy on possession, they'll leave you with the ball and they'll defend well, they'll keep their shape, they'll keep their composure, and then wait for that moment to pounce, and then be just effective with their chosen moments, whether it's set pieces, whether it's a counter-attack, whether it's a quick transition, they will be looking for that. So Arsenal are march on to Wembley, where they will be playing on Sunday, the 22nd of March, 2026, in the final, hopefully in the game that will be up against Manchester City, because that's my expectation. I do expect Manchester City to get the better of Newcastle tomorrow there to win it. Let's wait and see. So, aggregate score is Arsenal 4, Chelsea 2, after 2 legs completed. Wow. what a game of football. I'm sure Arsenal fans will be the perfect tale of what a nail-biting saga it has been, particularly after the 85th minute thereon, going forward as Chelsea committed all those numbers, kept pressing them. Chelsea, unfortunately, were less effective, but also credit to Arsenal putting in as many blocks as they did. They dominated possession to the tune of 56%. They had as many as 8 shots blocked. They had as many as 8 shots off target with 4 shots blocked, then 2 shots on target for either side. 2 penalty appeals, and on both occasions the right decisions were called. In fact, there have been 3 penalty appeals, 2 for Chelsea for the handball with Martinelli, but the hand was right next to his body, so the referee was never going to give that, as the arm was deemed to be in a natural position on that free kick. Then the other moment came when there was, I think, a pull on Joao Pedro by William Saliba, but in that tussle, he seems to let go of him before the ball arrives into the area, and that was equally whipped away. On the other side, the penalty appeal was for a tackle on Gabriel Martinelli. Trevor Chalobah clearly gets the ball, but as Martinelli appears to jump to stay on his feet, he appears to extend his leg to impede him, but then the referee decided that's not enough to warrant a penalty, and that's how Arsenal have behaved overall. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. to further digest that result. Otherwise, allow me wish you a wonderful night. Thank you so much, Asha Shakul. Thank you so much, Chetan. Thank you so much, Koku, and every single one of you, Pedri, LFC, and every single one of you that managed to catch tonight's broadcast. Allow me wish you a wonderful rest of the night. Bye-bye for now. Stay blessed.